And there's the problem with men. Let me tell you that. You ride for them, okay? You defend them, and then they do something stupid. Like, talking about side quest.
Welcome to Love Island in the morning after. We are back to give you another rundown of last night's episode. I'm Indiyah Polack.
And I'm Amy Hart. And once again, we have the wonderful Sarel with us.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning, girlies.
Last night was a lot, wasn't it?
I have come at the right time.
Yeah.
Episode after episode. Oh my God. Like, last night was good.
Yeah.
I was like, a lot of drama, lot of arguments again, but it's been a good week
Also,
so
a
far.
lot of snogging.
A lot of snogging.
A lot of snogging.
Okay, it's all about balance.
It's all about balance.
Everything in moderation.
Exactly.
Now, once again, we start with Lucinda and Sean.
Yep.
I mean, do the people in the villa and also us need to get out of their business now?
We're tired. We're all tired.
Wrap it
I said, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. It's a lot. And also at the same time, I don't care anymore. I don't care. Be together. I don't care. Leave me alone. Get me out of this situation. I do not care. I feel like this is probably going to be the end of it. You
100%.
kind of saw some of the Islanders when they were around the fire pit playing the game, kind of like, okay, leave it now. Like, she's had enough. They've had enough. Like, I think the villa feels how we feel, but it's been a lot.
I think for me, I know it's a real cliche, but every day in the villa is like a week. And this has been going on for a few days now. Everyone's sort of at them. And yes, maybe they were disrespectful. Like we said yesterday, I do think that they are just doing what Love Island is supposed to do. Were they disrespectful? Potentially. But we now need to move on because you can't keep going on about this till the end of the series.
Yeah.
So I think it is time that everyone's like, okay, you two want to be together. That's fine. Belle and Tommy can crack on and find other people. And, we can go back to some sort of harmony in the villa until the next thing.
Yeah.
Until the next one.
I feel like I'm on a never-ending, roundabout. Like, when you don't know which exit to take when you're driving, that's what I feel like. We're just like, can we get off of this merry-go-round? Because I'm so over it. But, I think they seem as though they are set. They are telling everybody they're really happy, even though they looked miserable during the game. They're saying they're really happy, so I'm going to believe them. So let's just move on. Let's go on. Get out of here,
I mean, Belle and Lucinda, they finally had a chat. Belle's calmed down a little bit. She's ready to speak to Lucinda. Do we think there was really a point in that chat? Because obviously the way Belle handled it was like she wasn't letting Lucinda get a word in edgeways anyway.
No.
And she kind of was saying what she was saying for the past few days. They're not going to be friends. It's not her kind of person. She doesn't even believe Lucinda is sorry. So, I mean, was there a point?
I think we were the only people that benefited from it.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was like clarity for us.
It was great for us to watch.
Great TV.
Great entertainment. Sort of a nice bit of back and forth.
I will say Belle does stand on business. And I was watching that thinking, you know what? She's not really wrong.
No.
They were both making points.
Yeah.
Because Belle would say something and I'd be like, yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Totally,
We
yes,
were like
yes.
that.
And then Lucinda would say well, what's the point of having this car? And I'm like, yes, I kind of agree with that. I kind of came into this losing this battle anyway.
100%.
I already knew and you knew that you didn't want to have this chat. So were we going to come to a resolution? And Belle's like, no. It's like, great. So glad we had that chat. So glad that happened. But I think they needed to talk about it though.
100%.
Because it got awkward very quickly and it just kept getting more and more awkward.
Yeah.
So I think they need to have the conversation. But now that they've had it and they've kind of said, we'll agree to disagree. We're not each other's friends in here or outside is what it is. Is what it is.
I mean, Spin the Bottle did turn into a bit of a pile-on for Lucinda.
Did you think?
And other people were like, just calm down. Let's leave it now. Even Belle was like, she's had enough.
To be honest, even Belle was like, look, she's had enough for today.
Yeah.
Because I think at a
She
point, Belle
grabbed
was...
Scott's face, didn't she?
Oh, it was very much given, I know you.
Yeah,
You're not like this. I was just looking at her like...
She's not worth it. She's not worth it, Scott. They're in the Love Island car park. They're in the Love Island car park after the kebab shop.
Yeah.
It's not worth it,
It's not
Scott.
worth it.
Leave it, Scott. It's not worth
I
it.
don't think though that Lucinda was that piled up on. Sorry.
It was brutally honest questions.
My thing is, I just feel like they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle what was being said because we saw how Curtis handled his truth or dare question, and he kind of laughed it off. Yeah, he's been crying about Millie for 40 days and 40 nights at this point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's been upset, but he still laughed it off, kind of made a little joke, sat back down. I feel like what people were saying was fair points, but they took it really personally. Now, obviously, it's not nice being ganged up. When you feel like you're being attacked, even if you're in the wrong, from every angle, it's not nice. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, a lot worse could have been
Yeah.
said.
I think in games like that, your reaction, it kind of like, what is the word? Like your reaction kind
It
of
sets
like
the pace.
sets the tone
Yeah.
for the whole game.
Exactly.
So like example, like you said, Curtis laid it as a joke, laughed it off. It's not serious.
Exactly.
Sean and Lucinda getting really serious about it then makes everything really deep.
Yeah.
And then it also starts making you look a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
And then also it doesn't help that they already have like pre-existing beef with Scott. And
Yeah.
then Scott is then the deliverer of the news. And it's like,
Exactly. I think the
awkward.
best way to handle that, like if one of your ops is saying something, laugh it off.
Yeah.
Laugh it off because he obviously wants to
don't
trigger
bite.
you.
Yeah.
Don't bite.
Don't
Yeah.
bite.
And that's all they did.
Yeah.
Because if you bite, they'll keep feeding
Exactly.
you. From special deliveries to shock bombshell entrances, another week of pre-loved with eBay means it's time for the debrief. Love, luxe, and luscious looks were served at eBay's special delivery alongside the finest authenticity guaranteed threads. Jack's Aries jacket took me back to Series 12's Cash and Love Island All-Stars Series 2's Omar, but styled simply with M&S tailored trousers and Gucci loafers. While Scott updated the Evisu tiger jeans worn by Series 12's Ramel with a motorsport-inspired Palace bomber jacket to channel Y2K in the best way. Our gorgeous girlies, Whitney and Helena, stunned in Versace and Roberto Cavalli, while Belle and Sammy went full femme fatale in John Paul Gaultier and Tom Ford. But the biggest surprise, Curtis sporting Christian Dior and Lucinda in a Mercy halter-neck dress for a villa-shaking bombshell entrance. Consider me shook. For moments to remember, find your perfect party look on eBay, sponsors of Love Island All-Stars. It's really interesting to see Sean, obviously, at the last sort of fire pit game where it all kicked off, you know, his voice was cracking, he was getting a bit teary.
Yeah.
Since then, he's been voted favourite boy. He's got the girl that he wants.
Yeah.
And suddenly, he was giving it some
He's
to
leaning
everyone.
back.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
really
got a
arms
pep in his
this.
step.
He
Yeah.
was like, you can't bait me. You just want to. I was like, okay, sure.
He's like, you know, it's got nothing to do with any of you.
Yeah. I'm going to stick up for my girl.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No. Do you think that's because of being voted favourite boy? Because maybe last time Scott had just been voted favourite boy. So then he was a bit like, you know, sort of, I don't want to say lower down the food chain, but in the pyramid of Love Island, Sean was lower down. So he was maybe a bit scared. Whereas now that he's been voted favourite boy, he's like, actually, the public are on
You
my
can have
side.
it.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last week.
I think it's a little bit of that, but I also think never underestimate like the power of a beautiful woman.
100%.
When a guy has a beautiful girl
When
sat
you've
next
got
to
a
him,
baddie on your
oh
arm,
my God.
You're invincible.
You feel like you can take on anyone and anything. And I think Sean is like, say what you want. I got me a baddie. I
got Lucinda.
I got Lucinda next to me. I don't care what you say. Like,
and she was my top pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, I've got my number one girl. I don't care. Like, you can't get me to cry. You can't, like, I think he feels really invincible.
yeah.
So, I don't know. Do I think it's getting to his head a little bit? I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
did he push the invincibility a little bit far when he picked Belle as one of
Right.
his
What
top
was
three?
that about?
about?
Get into that because
What was that about?
What was that about? I do feel like he just wanted to look like big balls and just be like, look. But I just feel like as well, like we were saying a few episodes ago, it's a game, so you don't always have to tell the truth. Like I just
Exactly.
feel like after everything that has happened, and it wasn't like it was a little peck, a full-on snog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of, in a way, found it a little bit disrespectful
Yeah.
to
Very.
both women involved.
Very.
You know,
The question was shady to begin with, producers.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
start there. It was such a shady question. And then we get into like, okay, who is he going to pick? He doesn't, okay, it doesn't matter if you think Belle is one of
Yeah.
the three women. You know what you've put that girl through.
so
for,
why
like,
would you choose
why
her?
would you do
All
that?
the beautiful women in the villa. You
Yeah.
could have been like, who else do I find
Who-
beautiful apart
exactly.
from Belle?
Who would I like to give a snog to? I probably won't
Exactly.
get another chance. Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think he probably would have picked Helena as well if Imani hadn't put herself forward.
Yeah.
Because she was like, yeah, you can kiss me or whatever. She gave him
Yeah.
a little peck. But that was so weird.
No, but even the whole situation with Hermione, he was like, "No, you're at the back."
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
number
number
three.
I would have sat down and been like, "You know what? Actually, I'm nothing."
I'd have been like,
I'm
kiss
off.
my foot. Get
That's
out of here.
a
What
10.
do you-
Yeah.
Hermione says, "She's like, oh, fine, all right,
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
This is like the cue."
It was so weird. And then he gets to the terrace with Lucinda and he's like, I don't know why I did that. I feel like I was cheating on you. No one forced you to
Nobody
do
forced
that.
you, Sean. In fact, everyone was quite shocked that you
Yeah.
did it.
People were in fact questioning. Tommy even said, are you sure you you know you have to kiss the girl?
You could do anyone else, by the
He should
way.
have picked Leanne.
Should
Just
have
to
picked
wind up
Leanne.
Scott.
Right, now that's how
Now
you play
that's
a game.
how you play
That
the
is how you
game.
play
That's
a
the
game.
power move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it. Amy, we need you in there.
Yeah. That would have been tea.
That would have been great. That would have
Yeah.
been really great.
Oh,
I wonder
that would have
what
riled
Scott would have
Scott.
done.
That would have riled him up.
Because he's always given it the large and like he's always like, you know, baiting people and winding people up. So I wonder how he would have handled that for
Yeah.
real. We need to get
Well, we'll always wonder.
We need to get a little dove in there. No.
Bring it back. Spin the bottle back, and we'll get a plane.
Oh,
with
they
a
will.
thing.
They
yeah.
will. We're not done with spin the
We've
bottle.
got a long way for
Yeah.
that. We did see in last night's episode both Scott and Tommy warning Sean and Lucinda of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we think either of them are going to listen, or are they just going to be blindly in love and just forget everybody and forget the noise?
I think it's a bit like Romeo and Juliet, isn't it? Everyone's telling them that's going to make them more determined to make
Forbidden
their
love.
make their love work.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it doesn't. I mean, I feel like at this point the only option they have is to get married.
You've got to prove us
Yeah,
all
yeah.
wrong.
because you've got to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're both stubborn enough that they would do that.
Let it all go through.
I thought it was a bit strange when Lucinda said to Sean, bear in mind she's meant to really like him, and he's like, what was your chat with Scott about? He said, you're not a very nice person, and that he hopes that I realise sooner rather than later. Like,
Okay.
I'd have been like, oh, just about like the catering. Like, yeah, we're talking about we're going to request some of our favourite meals again.
Yeah.
Seriously, because what on earth?
She was like, no, you can handle the truth.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm going to tell you.
And is that her teeing up stuff?
I think so, but we'll soon find out. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they feel like it's them against the world.
100%.
You know?
And that's what Scott was saying. Like, you guys got this trope, like, you know, it's me and Sean against the whole villa.
Exactly.
There's 18 other villa mates in there. You can't behave that way.
18.
Can't.
Jesus
18. When he said that, even I was like, oh, a classroom?
18. Literally.
That is a classroom.
That is a key stage 1 classroom.
Like-
What are we doing?
We've got a new triangle.
Oh, God.
Oh, not the shapes.
Leanne, Scott, and Cher.
Mhm.
Now Scott is adamant he's not in a triangle.
Yeah.
Adamant.
And,
And
as
as
Leanne
Leanne-
said, what shape is
What
it then?
shape is it then?
What is it? A
You know,
circle?
because there's 3 people, so what kind
How
of
many
shape
lines?
does that make?
Who knows?
Do we think we talked about this before? Do we think that Cher was only getting close to Jack in the event there might have been a recoupling where you had to be with someone to get back to the main villa to get to Scott?
Yes. Yes. I don't want to say it, but yes.
Yes, Jack.
Because like I was saying before,
Yeah.
I really had that feeling that Cher was really vibing with Scott in Villa USA.
Yeah.
Scott went home single,
Yeah.
going like, you know, I'm back home single, Leanne, I miss you so much. But there was something,
wasn't
and
the
Leanne
case.
has known, she's always felt it.
Yes.
She's always felt it.
Because he felt the need to tell her, oh, yeah, kiss this girl, share. And Leanne's like, okay.
You know?
And then here we are.
Here we
on
are.
the terrace chatting.
Denying the shapes.
No.
On the terrace chatting.
I'm disappointed in Scott, I'm not going to lie. And you guys know I love me a bit
Yeah.
of Scott.
You
I'm
love a bit of
Scott, I'm a Scott
Scottisha.
defender,
She's got
okay?
Stan.
My client, okay, is innocent until proven guilty. But tonight I was like, Scott, why would you do that? Because here's the thing. When you mess around, you will find out. By you telling another girl, oh, I'm still open, I'm still open, you never know when a dumping's going to happen. You never know when a recoupling's going to happen. And in the worst case scenario, if Cher decides to pick Scott in that recoupling because he has been telling her, I'm open, and then Leanne is vulnerable and she has to go home, now what?
Now what?
Now you've got egg on your
Luckily, I
face.
think she would hopefully be okay
Fingers crossed.
tonight.
Fingers crossed.
But
will he
again,
like her sharing a bed with someone else?
You never know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never know. I'm sure he'd be fine with her sharing a bed with Jack or Tommy.
Yeah. I'm sure he would.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd get over it.
Yeah.
But we've had other islanders in here who have been dumped from the villa who have said that Scott does blow quite hot and cold with Leanne in that when he's with her, he's like literally like got his arms around her all the time. Like she'll stand up and he's like hugging her waist and stuff.
Right.
But then, like, Shaq gave her the most boring Islander accolade in that game because she sat in the kitchen for 3 hours on her own eating. Because where was Scott? Just off, like, doing his
you know
thing.
Is that weird?
Of course it's weird, but do you know what I'm
Is
thinking?
it? Is it weird that they're not connected at the hip at all times?
No, but being left in the kitchen for 3 hours in the evening while he's just, like, out just, like, gossiping to other people.
Okay, again, here comes my Scott defender coming in.
Get in
Sorry.
there.
Okay, first of all, I can't be connected to somebody at the hip, so
No.
leave me alone. And also, that's on Leanne. Go find friends. Like, go talk to me. Like, Scott can't be your
Scott can't
only
make
form
you
of
not boring.
entertainment.
Yeah,
Like, so he's like, we've had time. I love you. Well, not I love you.
Yeah.
Look
He
at me,
does not love
romantic at
Yeah.
heart. No,
Yeah.
but he's like, we've had time. You know, I really like you, but I'm also going to go talk to my other friends and like, you know. So I don't think it's that weird.
But we could say that Scott pushed Leanne in the pool and you'd be like, maybe she was hot.
Maybe she fell. Yeah.
I shall neither confirm nor deny that,
Maybe
ladies.
she asked him to push her in the pool.
Hey, you never know what your partner might need. Oh my gosh.
One thing that I wanted to know is, really and truly, why isn't Scott closing it off? Because you would think from that last time Leanne ended up in the bottom and you were so scared. He was literally hugging her by the waist, like, oh my God, you're
that's
leaving.
true,
Like,
that's
he
true,
was so
that's
upset
true.
and shook at the thought of Leanne leaving.
Yeah.
You would have thought that would have put a rocket up his behind to be like, you know what? I really like you.
Yeah.
Let's close it off. We're 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Like Leanne said, we're taking a step back.
Yeah.
3 weeks in.
Yeah.
They've been
past the
snogging in
midway
bed.
point.
They've been really close. Like
Been strong.
They've been one of the strongest couples in there.
Absolutely.
And, you know, All Stars is one of the shorter seasons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can lock it off a bit sooner.
Absolutely.
You're talking about side quest.
And
Side quest is insane. I'm sorry.
Side quest.
I would be frying my brain. What do you mean a side quest? We've been getting to know each other for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And now all of a sudden we're talking about side quest. You're just having a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
a little bit
it's
of
a lot.
Monopoly on the side. Don't irritate
No.
me. Do not irritate
And
me.
he's acting like it's not a big deal. But here we are, recoupling.
Yeah.
And your side quest is able to side quest.
And also, as well, like, normally there are a lot of strong couples by this point. We're at the midway point now. There's normally a lot of strong couples. So everyone's always trying to, like, sort of fight for who's strongest.
Exactly.
They don't need to be doing that. Like, they're really strong. They
They're
could have
mum
been
and dads.
miles ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
But
He's
this is
sort
the
of-
thing about Scott that sometimes I'm like, when people talk about him playing a game, that's when I think about it because I think he likes Leanne. Okay,
100%, yeah.
I don't think that's deniable. But I also think that he understands the game of Love Island, which
Yes.
is, you know, the people like to see the side quests because it has drama and entertainment value. So then in my head, I'm like, is he doing it because he's got his producer Scott hat on, or is he doing it because he actually wants to get to know, share, and test their connection? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so example for you in last night's episode, Kieran and Sammy, a very happy couple, right? They don't want anyone else.
Yeah,
Where did we see them? In a few crowd scenes.
exactly.
Being like, oh, look, Curtis and Kira
Yeah.
are talking. Like, that was
That's it.
the only time we saw them, which is
Yeah.
why I think that Scott hasn't closed it off with Leanne.
Yeah.
Because he knows that as much as then you're sort of at the front of the queue for
Feed into the
couples,
Yeah.
you don't get your, in the words of Belle, storyline, airtime.
You don't get your airtime. So that's the only thing about Scott that I'm like, oh, please don't irritate me right now. Like, and you know, there's the problem with men. Let me tell you that. You ride for them, okay? You defend them, and then they do
Right.
something stupid. Like
Right.
talking about side quests. Let's move on, girls, because my blood pressure's getting up.
Yeah. My favourite thing about Love Island is when I'm correct.
Yes.
And I am correct. Once again, I predicted that Jack would spread himself too thin and lose all the girls. And he has.
Yeah.
Because Cher is obviously now trying to get to know Scott. Imani is kissing Connor.
Connor.
And Kira and Curtis are also having a kiss on the terrace.
Yep.
So Jack has been left alone again. If he hadn't been so greedy and just picked one, he may be in a committed couple now. We'll never know.
We will never know.
I am ready for Jack to go home. I will happily pay for a ticket for him to go home.
I mean, it's not Mallorca. It's quite like, you know,
Quite
South Coast
spenny.
long haul.
Listen,
Long haul.
hey, we can do a GoFundMe,
Yeah.
something. I can make it happen, all right? I just feel like with Jack, again, he got too greedy. He got way too greedy and he got a bit big-headed because he had all these girls also coming to him like, we want to get to know you. You seem like a really sweet guy. If I want to be very honest, Jack is a sweet boy, but he has zero chat. So I don't know where this confidence started coming from, but to me, I'm like, hey, buddy, you might want to lock it in with one of the girls because all you keep doing is, how's our chats going? Are our chats good? Do we have a connection? Do you like our chats? What chat?
Yeah.
What chat? What chat?
You just asked me if you like my chat. It's been on chat.
Like, so I just feel like he spread himself too thin.
bless
And
him.
do I feel bad for him? No. Life is a lesson. Life is a roller coaster.
Love
You just gotta
Island,
roll-
yeah.
you
Love
just
Island's a
gotta ride
roller
it.
coaster. Just got to ride it. And
Exactly.
he went on too many rides. Too
many.
many fast passes. Ruined his day. Like,
Sorry,
Too many
Jack.
fast
You wanted to jump
and
into
it just got it all out. There
Yeah.
was no time for the queue to, like, you know, really
Yeah.
fester.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? In tonight's recoupling, I feel like this could have all been solved, but I think he'll end up in a friendship couple either with Belle or
Yeah.
like, so if Cher picks Scott, then maybe Leanne.
Maybe Leanne,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
And do I feel bad for him? No, sorry.
No.
He had a lot of time.
He had a lot of
He had
time.
more time than most people.
And-
a lot of options.
I just think he would. You've been having a hard time in the villa. Now your time has come to shine, and you let it go.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
You fumbled the bag.
fumbled the bag big time.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah, the jackpot at the start is with Whitney.
Whitney, and then you've got 3 baddies from America. You've got Imani talking about I really like you, Ginger together.
Yeah.
Jack, you're not getting that on the streets of London, babe. Like, and you got 3 Americans like we really like you, and nothing. But
No.
hey ho, can we talk about Curtis and Kira?
We can.
Yeah, we
I
can.
really like them.
You do.
I really like them. I just think, I think that they are quite compatible.
Yeah.
I think her sweetness Mind you, I don't know these people from a bag of rice. So what I see on TV. But her sweetness paired with Curtis's, some might say cringe, but I'm going to phrase it as quirkiness.
He's just a holiday rep.
He's just,
he's
just
there to.
he's a Butlins rep.
Yeah,
He loves
he's just
it.
there to, like, put out activities all day.
Yeah.
And we love it.
I think combine the two together, you have a match made in heaven. And I think she will really appreciate, like you said, Curtis loves like the acts of service and the chivalry. He loves the making breakfast. Like she will eat that up.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't ruin it because a part of me just thinks he's still holding out for Millie. I know we think that he's received the memo loud and clear, but we have seen him crying. So I don't know if he has, but I'm hoping that he has and that them two can just be really happy.
To be honest, with everyone that Curtis has spoken to in the villa, Curtis and Kira have had the most like fireworks and connections. It does look natural. Like even when they're giggling, she's laughing with him, not at him.
Yeah.
It's looking very natural.
However, there was one scene where there was this deep, intense eye contact and she was like stroking the back of his head and I was like,
she was like stroking his cheek.
We can cut this. Like, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. Like, it makes me feel uncomfy. So like, let's skip over. But other than that, I really liked her.
Yeah. And also, like she said before that she really liked Tommy, but he didn't sort of caught her
enough,
whereas Curtis will do that.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Speaking of Tommy, I really liked the conversation he had with her as well, with Kira. When he
like closed it into a friendship. But
I
it was really
really
nice and simple. And
I think with Tommy, every time I see him, as in from his season to this season, I'm literally watching him growing up from a boy to a man.
Yeah.
Like every situation he's put in, I can see his brain turning and like, how do I handle this? Like, should I communicate now? Should I talk now? Should I not say anything now? Like, and it's really beautiful to watch actually, because I'm like, this is what emotional intelligence looks like. And I will say, I think he is doing very, very well and he should be very proud of himself.
we were saying last night, like Tommy's actually very good at communicating. Like if he feels a certain way, he'll sleep on it and then he'll tell you his honest opinion the next day. He won't just let it fester and come out in anger or anything like that. He's very honest.
Even during the game.
Very
honest.
Most people would have just been like, Lucinda, and then gone and sat down. And he was like, this is why.
He said, welcome to my presentation. Exhibit A. So he was ready with his points. And fair enough.
He didn't even thank us for coming to his TED Talk at the end. It's very rude.
Very
rude. Great communicator, not very polite. I mean, who's Tommy going to end up with in the recoupling? Because he chose to end things with Kira, and now
which I respect.
100%. Because if you know it's not going anywhere,
which I respect. Because a lot of guys wouldn't. They would just wait until a bombshell comes in to do that. So I respect him for that. But who do I think he will pick? Maybe Belle?
I'll say it would be between Belle and
depending
either Leanne or Cher, maybe.
Exactly.
Depending on what happens,
Cher's going to pick someone like Jack, and then this is all going to be out of kilter.
I know. Oh, gosh, this show.
You know, they've got to keep it going now. We've had so much drama. Don't just stop it now. Don't just stop it now.
Give us something.
Come on, Cher. Well, another day successfully debriefed. Sarel, you come back tomorrow?
I will be here tomorrow, girlies.
We can't wait. We've got a recoupling in
our
hands.
Thank God.
Thank God, finally.
I'm hoping we get a recoupling and a dumping this week. That would be the hat trick for me.
We need to get rid of some people. There's too many people I can't keep up.
And we'll be back tomorrow, so don't forget to drop us a message in the comments section and let us know what you think. See you tomorrow.